Let me tell you how strong prayer is and how you can see the effects of prayer without you saying a word, right? But you can see that it's working. So let's say, and it don't even matter where you at, right? But I'm gonna use an example. If you in a small space, and because this will you're gonna see it too. Like even if you outside or wherever with big crowds of people, a lot of people. But for example, if you in a small space, right, and there's like maybe 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, and you there too, and you start to feel like the energy starts to feel a little off, right? Let me show you. Let me tell you. And people, as you doing this, because you're gonna see it. But you don't have to speak it in your words, right? Because you could pray in your mind, in your mind. So just observe the people, right? And let's say you start to pray in your mind because of what you're starting to feel, and you seeing the people in the living room around you, wherever you at, right? You seeing like those 5 people, and you just there, and you now you starting to pray in your mind because something feels off. You ain't speaking, so now in your mind, you probably praying for peace. You probably whatever whatever you feeling, you probably telling God in your mind, remove that energy, remove that negativity. You start rebuking, you start binding spirits, of course, principality. Like you start doing what you do in your mind. You're gonna start seeing the people there in this space that you're in. Whether it's a big space, a small space, nobody has to say a word. Nobody has to say a word. They could play it off, but they can't play off when the prayer's kicking in your mind. So some people could watch TV and they smiling at the TV because you just gotta observe. Just watch. They watching TV like they're smiling, but you watching and you praying in your mind 'cause something feels off. Boom. And you see what other people's doing and they looking like they just doing what they're doing. As you praying in your mind and you starting to rebuke, to bind, to have the angels come in, to start to cleanse out whatever this weird feeling you're starting to feel. The person watching TV, they like this. Now you're starting to see nobody saying a word, but it's spiritual. You're praying. You're starting to see them smile, right? Now they starting to keep. Now they starting to look at you, keeping the same fake smile. Look at the spirits. Somebody's getting bothered. Whatever spirit is latched on them is getting bothered because now because you feeling this energy. You like, no, 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 get this away. Now you seeing them. Now they make it looking at you, but they still trying to keep it normal. And now or now you're gonna have other people around. Keep talking, engaging in conversation like it's normal, but they getting bothered, looking at you, because it's spiritual. But you're praying to God in your mind. You're praying to God in your mind. You telling Him, you binding, you rebuking, you telling God to remove this negative energy, any spirits, principality that you don't see but you feel. Yo, get it out, bind it, rebuke it, cast it out in your mind. You like this. You watching people. Now they're getting uncomfortable. But they trying to play it off in the flashlight. But you seeing them looking at you and they making noises. Some of them start getting up to leave. Either they start walking around, they start leaving. Somebody's getting uncomfortable, they fidgeting, or now they're making faces, or their legs starts to start shaking. They start moving like you start rebuking, binding in your mind. It's something that you're saying or doing that the spirit in them is getting triggered, bothered. Nobody's saying a word though. Nobody's saying a word. But you're watching spiritually with your mind because it's in you're praying in your mind. You don't have you can do it out loud too in your mind, and you're gonna start seeing how the prayer starts kicking in your mind. You're gonna start seeing the body languages of people without saying a word. Whose spirits is getting triggered? Who's getting bothered? And you watch and feel this peace that starts coming in because you're praying in your mind. That's the same when you outside in public too. Big areas when you start feeling certain things start doing. You're gonna see it from the people who's trying to blend in or looking how they looking, you're gonna start seeing them look at you. Well, whoever is getting bothered, that's because whatever spirit is on them or whatever negativity is on them, you're praying to get that away from you, and their spirits is getting triggered and bothered, but they try to play it off with the fake smile because remember, this battle ain't against flesh and blood. You're not looking with the naked eye, you're looking here. So they trying to play it off in the flesh, smiling, but they really, and the face it looks fake, but it's like they can't fake it. You see in the body language without saying a word. You just in the background praying, binding, blocking, hedge of protection in your mind, and you're just watching people's body languages give it all away, the shaking and all that. The same goes in the church too. Go into a church, sit down in the service, right? Watch. Just sit down in the service like this. Let the pastor and people do what they doing. You sit down, you start praying in your mind. Rebuke, bind, reveal, expose, and remove, bind it, get cast it out. You start seeing the people in the church, and you'd be surprised. You start seeing it from the congregation, those laying hands, even up there on the mic, the pastor, whoever's singing and all that. You start seeing it in your mind, sitting down. You ain't participating, no, you just observing. They sitting in the corner just looking at you, and they shaking, and some of them are trying to pray, and they looking at you trying to pray, and their face start changing like a snake coming out, eyes all white. You start seeing that. Pastor's up there talking, and you're like, ooh. In your mind, things get revealed. You start seeing it. You start seeing who they are. Pray in your mind. You start seeing those spirits get triggered, bothered, the shaking, the Try it. If you don't believe me, try it. See how God starts working. God don't play when it comes to prayer. See it. Even if you in your crib with people, try it. Go. Even if you in your crib, be in the living room, be in a space with people, and you start feeling something off. Start in your mind. You know what? In your mind, start praying, rebuking, binding, getting negative energy out. In your mind, watch the people you're around. Watch them start shaking their leg all of a sudden. Start doing this. You hear the talking now? Faking, but they getting bothered. You hear the arguing now? You hear all that noise now? Because it's the truth. And when the truth is in the air, the spirits that be hiding in people, body hacking, trying to listen, because you got both from light and dark, but when those listen, they get irritated because of what's being said, because it's like, oh, this tactic, oh, it's the truth. Pay attention. Try it. God don't play. God answers prayers. He hears it.